you better know what you think about Nick Saban because he's not going anywhere. I like that. A lot of people are not going to like that. There's no one that could get inserted into a commission of sorts that is coming from the highest office in this country to investigate, assess, lay out an action plan for. It's not entirely clear what's going to go down, but reportedly Nick Saban could be on a federal commission to examine how NIL works, how the portal works, revenue sharing, and all these things in college sports. Another person who could reportedly be a part of this commission is Cody Campbell, who you probably don't know his name. I'll just tell you he runs Texas Tech's NIL collective. A collective, by the way, that has been wildly successful, number one. And number two, has been discussed frequently on this show. And number three, unlike Nick Saban, his direct involvement with a school to impact the results on the field, those days are not behind him. They're right in front of him at the moment. So, how should we feel about this? I look at the idea of bringing in Nick Saban to head start a commission to look at all this stuff as the best option available. You might not like. He's going to be biased towards the SEC. Yep. You need someone to push back. Oh, you mean like a guy who's currently involved with the Big 12 and doesn't want to see the Big 12 just get screwed in every single situation? Oh, okay, yeah. Well, that could happen on there. But a couple reasons why I like Saban being involved here. Number one, he has seen college football throughout its entirety of different phases. Going back to his time long ago in a galaxy far, far away, I didn't mean to say that, but I did mean to say that because Andor rocks. Anyway, when he was at Michigan State, college sports was one thing. Then he was at LSU, and it was different. Similar, but different. Then he gets to Alabama, and he sees several different phases of the sport. He has seen the evolution of television. He has seen the evolution of social media. He has seen the evolution of NIL, the portal, all of these changes. He has been in the sport, and now he is a little bit out and detached from the sport, but also hovering around and still opining and still just poking his head in. Hey, I think this. Yeah. I think that. If you were to evaluate the resume for somebody applying for this sort of commission or applying for the position of commissioner of college football, who's going to have a more qualified resume than Nick Saban? Who would you go to that is currently available that would legitimately be interested in the job? I don't know who that is, because when I talk about Nick Saban on here, I say, look, I'm not crazy about the idea of having an SEC guy in charge, because I think that partnership with ESPN we saw last year with the whole Tennessee and Indiana in the playoff debacle, yeah, that was a nightmare. Not denying that. Did Nick Saban orchestrate that? It's fine to be wary of SEC bias. I'm totally good with that. Totally good with that. And I'd want to have balance on this sort of commission. I'd want to have a variety of voices from a number of different schools that can provide the input of, hey, I know you see it this way, but here's how we see it over in this conference. Here's how this impacts our league over here. But if you were to come up with people who you would recommend, if you had the authority to do so, to interview for this sort of commission or this sort of job, who are you going to? There's always going to be, you can't remove a bias completely. I talk about everybody in college football on this show. Do my homework, formulate opinions, and all that sort of stuff. I'm an Oregon guy. Always have been. Always will be. Not going to sit here and hide the ball from you. I mean, should I, change this flag on YouTube and everything? But when someone asks me, I'm not going to say, no, I'm not. No, that's my innie from Severance, and I'm the outie here. Like, no, same guy. I'm over there. I'm over here. That's who I am. You can take it or leave it. But when you're looking for someone to fill this sort of position or to explore such fundamentally important issues in the sport, why wouldn't you want somebody that has seen the whole sport, that clearly loves the sport? If Nick Saban didn't love college sports, the reasons for him getting out, that's different. If he didn't love it, he wouldn't be on College Game Day. He'd just go enjoy his retirement. He still loves college football. I think he just didn't love what college football was becoming. And so that sort of mindset, to me, works. That clicks in my head. That makes me go, yeah, I think I'm going to be interested in what he has to say. When you've watched him speak at press conferences over the years, does he ever feel like he's just out there ready, fire, aim for what he says? Or does he seem like a guy who's thoughtful and deliberate and loves the sport and cares about players, but also cares about the balance on the other side with regards to still having some influence and control for schools, for teams, coaches, fans, all that sort of stuff, and not just swinging things in favor of the players, while also striking a balance of, yeah, we're still pro, certain things for the players, but maybe not everything. Because right now, the model of college football is not sustainable. It's not, in a number of different ways. The portal, NIL, I hope one day realignment will rubber band back into what it was. I don't think we're getting there. But with NIL and the portal in particular, it can work for now. This is not a successful 20-year business plan. It just isn't. And so when someone who has expressed what I think are pretty reasonable thoughts surrounding those matters wants to influence it, yeah, I'm here for it. You may not have to like him. You may not like the SEC component. Tell me who you would put on there. And by the way, if this is a commission, I don't think Nick Saban and Cody Phillips should be the only two guys. Or Cody Campbell, excuse me. The Texas Tech NIL guy. I don't think it should be a two-man commission. I don't know exactly what the right number is, but, in the past, I've heard names like Chris Peterson. Yeah. Are you kidding? I'd put him on there as quickly as I'd put Nick Saban on there for a lot of the same reasons. He's been around the sport for a long time. He still clearly loves it, because I don't want people opining on the sport or influencing the way the sport fundamentally operates who don't love and care and cherish the sport. I think Nick Saban does. I think Chris Peterson does. And I want people who understand what the impacts of all these moves are. Chris Peterson got out long before NIL and the portal came around. Maybe he saw it coming down the line and said, I don't want to deal with that. Saban, a couple years into it, yeah, this is not for me. It's not how I operate. But Saban's not alone in the coaching realm, whether it's college football, college basketball, college sports in general, saying, this is not what I originally signed up for when I became a head coach. And this is not, even though it seems to some that way, this is not actually in the best interest of players all the time. So Saban being a part of it, I fully support. No, he shouldn't be a dictator. Nobody should. No one person has all the right, except for me. No one person has all the right ideas to fix college football. But if you're talking about experienced, measured, reasonable voices that can help make the sport a better place and understands the issues on a personal and professional level, yeah, I'm going to say Nick Saban, thumbs up in that regard.